Hey guys, this is Chris Mincola with the Mincola Group over at West USA Realty, and just wanted to get started here. I'm starting a little late. I apologize, but we're raring to go. So thank you for joining us, everyone who is starting to join us. And I'm going to hop right in with a couple of things. I'm going to give you a quick market update on some things that are pretty interesting, especially right now with all the chaos going on with the government shutdown, and then the other issues that we see in the national media as opposed to our local media. Freddie Mac, these are some stats from Freddie Mac, CoreLogic, and of course our own multiple listing service where we get all our data from. But there's a lot of hysteria going on about, is the market going to crash and all that sort of thing. Right now, we're in a very balanced market. That was projected towards the end of last year. We're just over 4 months supply right now. Not to get into all the 4-point this and that. We're just over 4 months supply. What that means is if nothing else listed today, and through the next 4 months, we would see that much inventory before we run out. So as far as homes for sale, what that means is between a 4 and 6 month supply puts us in a neutral or balanced market, which means all the more you want to have an agent on the buyer and seller side to negotiate the best deal for you. You want to have an experienced, licensed realtor that works with home buyers and sellers that can negotiate the best deal for you. Super important. So we're in a very balanced market right now, which is a good sign for our market here in Arizona, again, for the Phoenix area. The average, we're looking at the average home price right around 250-ish. And the projection on that we're looking at for 2019 is 4.8% according to our numbers from CoreLogic. So 4.8%, that would put us at 262 over the next 12 months, which is a $12,000 jump. And again, that's just kind of a projected number, but nobody's got a crystal ball or anything with this stuff. But right now, those are really good numbers. At 4 to 5%, you're looking at a normal appreciation. So at about 4.5 or 4.8 appreciation, we're doing really well. According to Freddie Mac, we're going to be looking at another rate increase. We're going to be looking at, right now we're at about 4.5% nationally, because each area is a little different. Each loan's going to be a little different, and also, of course, your credit, if you're paying down points, all those sorts of things that we can get into. But 4.5% national average on the interest rate, and then by the end of 2019, Freddie Mac is looking at us being at a 5.1% interest rate. So what that means for you, again, is we're going to be going from, on the average home price right now, $250, from $1,259.30 all the way up to $1,406, $1,406.47 by the end of this year, which means an increase in your payment of $147. $147, guys. So the reason why I bring this up is, Chicken Little is not falling. Our market here in the Phoenix area is strong. It's a balanced market, which means buyers and sellers, even playing field. Again, more reason to have a realtor and a good one in your corner to make sure we get those negotiations done for you. And that, we're looking at the long term here as far as buying now versus later and spending that extra money. Getting to the higher interest rate, you can talk to your loan officers on the details of that. Trying to get to a higher interest rate, thinking that you're going to save or trying to save money over the next 6 to 12 months when you can qualify to buy right now, you're probably not going to make that up unless it's just a rare circumstance. That $147 a month difference is a big difference to try and beat that. So also right now we're seeing about 2.2% on our negotiation. So in other words, if a home is listed at whatever amount, we're seeing about 2% difference of what it's listed at on average and where it ends up. So just at 97.8% of the sales price, which again is another balancing point of the market showing us we're in a nice balanced market, nothing crazy going on. Inventory has actually gone up. 2 years ago, we were looking at 2.75%. Last year, we were sitting at around 3%, almost the whole year. So right now, being over 4%, we're in good shape. So we're in a nice neutral market right now. Chicken Little's not falling. Give us a call. Get qualified with our loan officer, Evan Einhorn, over at Bay Equity Home Loans. And then once we know what you're qualified for, we can find the right house. And here's one thing I want to point out to you about that. Some people think, well, I just want to go out and start looking at homes. Well, we don't. It's kind of like, you want to go out and look at cars, and we're looking at maybe Ferraris or a Gremlin when we should be looking at a Mercedes or something else, or a Cadillac. So what we want to do is we want to make sure we know what kind of loan you're qualified for, because not all homes are going to qualify for all loans. Condominiums, for instance, and even single family homes, but condominiums, for instance, a lot of them are not qualified for an FHA loan. We actually have to go and do an additional check on every property before we go look at them on our end, not only for access and availability to see if there's any offers and if it's got a lockbox or not to get on there, but we also have to check to see, does it fit in with the FHA guidelines? Was it bought within the last 90 days? Doesn't qualify, for an FHA loan, for instance. A condominium, a lot of them do not qualify for FHA loans because they have certain ratios for renters versus buyers in that complex for condominiums, or they just didn't pay the fee to be on the FHA approved HUD list for that type of loan. So if you're only qualified for an FHA loan, you can't buy that house no matter how much you're qualified for, even up to FHA max. It doesn't matter. That they won't take. You can't use that loan. So and also for us on the negotiation side, since we're in that kind of market now, we need to know what all your terms are. Are you doing down payment assistance? You're bringing your own down payment in? How much money you're putting down for earnest deposit? How strong of a buyer are you as far as, do we have all the paperwork collected, which we're going to need that before we go out. We're not going to go out with all the docs backing up what you told the loan officer, because then you're going to end up with a problem later on, possibly with something not lining up. So all these sorts of things are super important. Another thing that comes up and questions we get a lot are, why does Zillow, which by the way is a third-party site, horrible information, way weaker than anything you're going to get from a licensed agent that's going to be tailored for you and your situation, your loan, all that good stuff. But Zillow may say the payment should be this. Well, they're basing that basically and generally off of you putting 20% down for a home. A lot of people today cannot put 20% down on a home. So then comes in the conventional 5% down, or the FHA 3.5% minimum, or maybe a down payment assistance program, which Evan has like 7 of those. It can broker out to more. But, those type of things, are what a lot of people don't know about, and they look at it and they think, oh, I can make that payment, not realizing that, we have to put in the principal, also the interest, the, taxes, the insurance, and then how much are you putting down? They're basing it probably off 20% down, and maybe not even figuring in that PITI, the principal, interest, and taxes and all that good stuff. So, and insurance. So it's like, all this stuff is so important to make sure that you're working with a professional. These are all the kind of things that we go over with you when we meet with you for your home buyer consultation. And also, same goes for sellers, guys. All realtors are not created equal. Suffice to say, and the same goes for our loan officer, because, on the selling side, somebody may come in and think they can't qualify, or they couldn't qualify with the loan officer they talked to yesterday, but they didn't know that Evan has a 580 down payment assistance program, or a rent-to-own program, and that loan officer had a program for down payment assistance where you need to have a 640 or 660 credit score. So all these things are so important to realize that, you know, it's better to have that knowledge and sit down and take the time to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about their finances. I get all that, but it's better to sit down and talk about it, get the record straight and understand, you know, the full picture, and have Evan map it out and then actually follow through on it, guys, because then not only for your home and your equity that you're going to gain in savings with the home purchase, and your monthly payment not changing outside of maybe taxes and insurance, which we have no control over. But that mortgage, you know, as long as you have your fixed rate, which most loans are going to be today, you're going to be in a lot better position, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, of course, than you were if you were still renting and throwing money out the window. So, you know, one other thing I will mention to you also is, again, I mentioned a little bit earlier, but on Zillow, Trulia, you name it, I don't care what site it is, totally out of date information. I could go on there and list your house for sale, whether you're renting it or not. I mean, anybody can throw anything up there and make it gospel. And it's like, you know, with a realtor, you're going to make sure you're not, you know, working into any scams. You're going to make sure you're getting the proper data, the proper payments, and you're going to see the homes that actually fit your loan, your budget, and your end result of what your needs and wants are. So guys, reach out to us. You can always reach me. I'm Chris Mincola with the Mincola Group, and my wife Cynthia, and our team here at 480-788-8569. And you can also check us out online at mincolagroup.com and mincolahomes.com. All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.